Welcome to your Leo horoscopes for the week ending May 25th, 2024. No planets in Leo this week. Pretty kind of boring actually this week, which is not bad. I mean, that's not a bad place to be every now and then. Actually, what's interesting, having done horoscopes and astrology for many, many, many years, and I don't even know how many anymore. I've kind of lost count. Every single sign goes through their their cycle, and they have the boring kind of slow cycle. Nothing's really happening, and then you get all the planets in there and you have them lining up beautifully and everything is just wonderful, and then you have the planets moving in challenges and everything is just challenging. It's just the constant life cycle that we all go through all the time. Focus is on self this week for Leos, continues to be for a little bit longer. We're going to be moving into a different focus pretty soon. So let's keep this focus on ourselves. And since we are at the end of the focus on self, I feel like it's really important that this is the week that you celebrate yourselves in some way, shape, or form. I just have to say, being an Aquarius, which is the opposite of Leo, but very similar at the same time, we have a lot of very similar traits. Most Leos have ego problems. Just like most Aquarians have ego problems too. Now, before you get offended because I said you have an ego problem, let me just explain. Ego problems come in many different forms. I have met a lot of egotistical Leos. Okay, a whole bunch of egotistical Leos. Now, your egos don't come close to the Virgo egos that I have met, okay, but they can get pretty close. A lot of Leos very full of themselves, but most of the Leos that I've met have a lot of insecurities, and um in some cases, or actually in all cases, really, those highly egotistical Leos all had insecurities also. You see these arrogant, ego-driven people out in the world and go, I don't want to be that guy. So you beat yourself up instead in order to make sure that you don't turn into the highly egotistical person. Think about it. It makes no sense at all to do that. Every single human being on the planet has ego problems, mind you. But for you guys this week, it's really important to take the time throughout your day-to-day life to really look at your mind, how your mind works, how your thoughts process towards yourself, and to be able to identify how many of those thoughts towards yourself stem from insecurities. How many of those thoughts towards yourself are negative? How many times are you putting yourself down? How many times are you telling yourself this is too good to be true? How many times are you telling yourself, well, this would be a good opportunity, but nobody's going to want me for it, right? This actually drags you down way more than what everybody else does around you. And granted, I have worked with a couple of Leos here who have had some serious family challenges and some serious trauma issues and some serious negligence, abuse, narcissistic victimization, all of that. It is still, whatever you do to yourself is worse than even whatever they can come up with. And I think it's a good opportunity to check in. I think any opportunity is a good opportunity to check in on you and see how you value you. I was at a funeral today, actually, and this sort of ties into it. I was at a funeral today for, I don't think she was a Leo. I don't really know if she was a Leo or not. But this was one of the sweetest, happiest, most vibrant people. She was a people person. She would, she loved to meet new people and very free of judgment. Just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful lady. And one of the things that I realized doing this horoscope in correlation with having just gone to this event where all of these people that loved her, there were so many people that loved her because she loved everybody. One of the things that connects me to this woman here is she didn't think about what people thought of her. She didn't care. I heard a story that she was from Italy, and so when she moved to a new town and didn't know anybody, she would constantly wear one of these two sweatshirts that said Italy on them. And she would always wear them all the time. And her daughter finally got to the point where she said, "Do you need new clothes? What's going on? You're always wearing the same thing." And she says, "No, when I wear this shirt, people come up to me and they want to talk about it. And I meet new people." She was drawing them in, and just so that she could be with people and have fun. And all I could think of was, I wish I was more like that. And then something in my brain shouted at me, all you have to do is be like that. It is really that simple. All you have to do is change your attitude towards yourself. All you have to do is pick yourself up and move on. All you have to do is be proud of yourself and say, "Look at me and look at what a good job I did." A bad negative ego is putting other people down or raising yourself above other people. A healthy ego is proud of self. And this is where we get our power. And this is where we all really need to be. So this week, don't let it be your funeral before you realize somewhere in spirit that you should have taken better care of yourself, that you should have given yourself a better chance to be happy. That would be the saddest thing in the world. And I'm very grateful to this sweet, wonderful lady for giving me that lesson today. So I have for you guys this week. I'm Melissa Bruce, Heavy Metal Psychic. I will see you guys next week. And in the meantime, you guys, make it a great week. Make it a loving yourself week. Make it an awesome week. And I'll see you next week.